First, let me introduce myself very quickly. As you said, I'm an entrepreneur from France. I founded 5 companies in the energy sector, in the internet, in banking, and also in agribusiness. And 3 of them have been IPO'd in Europe, mostly on the French markets. And so a lot of job has been created. So that's one of my first reason to be proud of those creation of companies. I'm also involved as a member of the MEDEF. MEDEF is the French Association of Corporations. It's the equivalent of it's the French equivalent of the US Chamber of Commerce or the German BDI, and you have the same here, of course. And there I'm in charge of the Entrepreneurial Commission. I'm also, as you said, more and more involved in French politics as I'm a National Secretary for Reforms in the UMP. UMP is the leading political party in France. It's the party that supports President Nicolas Sarkozy. I'm, of course, engaged in his campaign because he's running for re-election now in next month. And I myself also candidate to become a member of the parliament for Paris City in June. So, I'm one of the company I've co-founded with Charles Villegrain, who's the CEO of AgroGeneration, and is there and ready to do one-to-one with you if you want later. Because I've identified the major challenge, the food challenge, basically, is that the fact that in 2050 will be 9 billion inhabitants, and also population from emerging countries like China and India and Latin America are changing their nutrition habits, and this creates a very important new demand on grains. And so there is a gap in capacity, in fact, or there will be, and this gap will grow year after year. So we decided to found a company specialized in farming, in grain production, and of course we very quickly decided to invest in Ukraine due to its fantastic potential. See, I agree with you on that, clearly. Fantastic potential in terms of agriculture, with its black soils, the famous Chernozem, and with its very qualified workforce, of course, also, and logistics also, which is very easy. So we invested there, and now AgroGeneration is a company that farms every year 51,000 hectares in Ukraine, and we also have 15,000 hectares of farming activity in Argentina, so on the other side of the planet. The total number of employees is 500, and we have our production value last year was 35 million euro, mainly in Ukraine. So that's the key figures. What are the issues? Well, basically, it's the political situation, and when I asked the question to your first Vice Prime Minister, this was about it. What about legal and fiscal stability and visibility? What about the future reform on land market? That is our main concern. Apart that, we are very happy to develop in Ukraine, and we are making some profits. It's not fantastic yet, but the company is only 5 years. Our presence here is only 5 years, so we are confident we can expand. And we are very happy to be there and to follow and to understand the next steps in this reform of the land market, of course. Now, to come back to your question about the future of Europe, I'm more optimistic because I think the storm has calmed down a little bit. However, it's true that this is only temporary. However, I think the European Union has succeeded in putting together a kind of a plan that if every member of the Union fulfill this plan and stick to its commitment to, well, go back to budget balance, to have balanced budgets ASAP, and for France it's ASAP is only 2016, unfortunately. Well, if each member of the union stick to this plan, I think trust can come back again, and then investor, entrepreneur will increase their investments, savers will de-save in a way, and growth can come back quite quickly if trust is there. So of course there is a huge responsibility for France and for President Sarkozy and the French people to hopefully re-elect Sarkozy, to fulfill our commitments vis-à-vis European Union, to make sure that we don't reiterate the mistakes of the past. And each member of the Union has to do the same. So, but I'm optimistic. Thank you very much.